So I got the new Subispeed V2s in the house, and those are the V1s. You can tell by just the design alone. But the V2s are definitely different when it comes to aesthetics. So let's go in. Nice box art. So whoever did that, Subispeed is always on top of their presentation. I actually opened this box upside down, but yeah, so you'll see the back side. Check it out. Very well packaged, thick foaming around these V2s. Nice kind of black, you know, everything looks very professional. Of course, this is a nice top company. I already opened this one earlier. Check that out. Bang. Now in person, it's a big difference. Right off the bat, you don't see any raw LEDs. That was probably the biggest gripe with the other design. You have the raw LEDs. So there you go. A lot of raw LEDs reflecting. Let's do a little side by side if my hand's long enough. There you go. Big difference, right? Big difference. So we're gonna have these installed, and it should be plug and play. Like these were plug and play to extent. You had to run a fuse for the version 1s, but these are gonna change the game. So let's get to it. All right, I'm gonna give you another angle of how these taillights look. Whew. What's up, dude? My dudes. So here you go, kind of a side and side. The red on this is definitely brighter. This has a nice matte finish versus this one, which is a gloss. Again, you can see the material for the black housing is about the same. Now the raw LEDs do reflect really big, so it's nice to see everything concealed here. As far as the side, you can't really see it, but this one has the scoop right here, follows the body line. This one cuts off a little bit earlier, but it also has a different design on the side marker, which is kind of cool. And yeah, there it is. Let's see how that looks. Let's see my impressions, not on car. They look very similar, honestly, very similar, shape-wise. I'd say to the average like the average person might see it. It looks very similar, but to me, honestly, both of them look so good and have their own taste. So it's good to have both sides, and it's cool that Subispeed is providing a lot of options when it comes to taillights in the United States. So here you go. Bang, bang, looking good. So installing it is very easy. You just have to take out this back liner. There's just some clips here that you can just use a flathead or use your fingers to pull out. Of course, I have the wires. That's how it looks like with the dial dynamics turn signals. Double taps, it doesn't really work here. Works here. There you go, you have the sequentials. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not the smoothest animation, it's like four zones. So there you have it. And then I will do the brake light. And reverse. When you have your dial dynamics tap to turn, when you click on it, it goes like that and then it turns on. You guys see that? That's why it looks so much brighter. So that's pretty cool. But when it's not blinking, let's see if I can turn it off. So the brightness is actually the same, guys. So you have the new style and the old. Man, I guess it could be because the rider set is a newer style. It looks a lot more modern and clean. I'm telling you, the left side, the LEDs, it's kind of like insanely more ricey, and I like rice, quote rice. But big difference here, and the brightness is definitely a lot different. Now, I would say the left side is a lot more diffused when it comes to the sea light. The right side, you can kind of see some texture, some pop. It does give it some, it doesn't look as well diffused, but because the shape of it is a lot more sharper, I mean, you can say it's more aggressive, more angular. It kind of makes it look kind of cooler. Again, this is more diffused, and I actually say this might be a little bit brighter, but it could be the glossy finish versus the matte finish. And then you have your individual LEDs. I'm just gonna finish up the install, but that's kind of like a side-by-side comparison. Guys, this is how the car sits right now, and I'm saying it looks really good. Pretty happy with the results. Pretty happy. Nothing to complain about. The taillights look actually a lot less aggressive than the previous set. You can definitely tell that it doesn't look as hardcore. And when I say that's actually a good thing for me at least, because the V1 definitely looked more aggressive, looked more raw. And the reason why I say that is because you can see the shape more angular and more sharp, and it also has those raw LEDs exposing. Now with this kind of take right here, it's a lot more subtle, a lot cleaner, but a little more OEM and less aggressive. So let me show you a little close-up of it. And because it's a little bit more bubbly around the back, because it doesn't have that line, it looks a little bit more, elegant. Some people might say more OEM, like Mercedes style. But I think it still has that really nice Subaru DNA to it. I like the way it looks. It looks clean. Now another thing to talk about is the apparently these ones have better ventilation. So when it comes to condensation and all that, these ones will have less of that issue. Now I just installed today, so I don't have any issues yet, but hopefully I won't have any issues with this set of taillights. And when they're off, they look really stunning. Something different to be had to. Now I'm so used to looking at the other ones and the way that one was shaped, so still getting used to it. But man, that's a completely different look. It's crazy how some pair of taillights can change the way it looks. Now let me slowly turn on the parking for you guys. So we have the side marker light right there, and the bend goes all the way back, which is kind of cool. Let me see if I can get it more true to my eye. So right now it kind of looks like this. I would say this is more true to my eye. But yeah, that kind of concludes it. Definitely, it's an interesting shape. You can see the individual LEDs. but they are still diffused fairly well. Depending on the angle you look at it, it has like a texture to it, so it's not fully diffused as well as the other one. But yeah, that's it, guys. Hopefully this was helpful. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.